GMGM Crypto AI News Analysis here. It is January 2nd. And before I go on this video, I just want to say none of the tickers that I talk about in this video, none of the sectors I'm talking about are signals for you to buy or sell them. Everything that I talk about in this video is research for you to look at them. I'm just spreading awareness about where I think the best opportunities are within the crypto market, especially with an AI, which is the main focus of this channel. But it could shift into other tokens, like I also talk about meme coins and other altcoins, but mainly AI for now because that seems to be the biggest narrative right now. But let's get on with the video where let's just talk about the price action of base virtuals, which is the main ecosystem I like to talk about. So virtual is pretty much all-time high on the day, a shit ton of volume, the highest ever been. And there's a slight pullback today, a bit of red, but maybe this could be a bit of an impulse candle back upwards. We'll see what happens, but pretty much an extremely strong trend in virtuals, just up only. However, in the contrast, a lot of the tokens are actually on a bit of a pullback. So Convo, another token I like to talk about, I talked about it like 20 million or something. No, 40 million. It was 100 million, but now it's pulling back right now because it's went up a lot. I think with virtuals, if it goes up even more, then this pullback should bottom around here, hopefully around this line, but the deepest it'll go is probably here in my opinion. But there's some other tokens here that I like to talk about. Game, which is another infrastructure token, also pullback. There's just a pullback across the board within virtuals. I don't think it's anything to be that shocked by because these tokens have been up only for the last few weeks. And if we look at the creator.bid ecosystem, also a bit of a pullback. These aren't virtuals tokens, but again, these ones were pretty much up only for the last day or so. So this one going from like 300K to 8 million in like a day. Yeah, it's got to chill a bit, right? And then also, I was looking at this one, by the way. So I was talking about which tokens I was looking at for creator.bid. And I personally like this one the most. It's like some anime chick that does infrastructure for other tokens. So this one, in theory, should be the highest market cap. It's only 11 million. And the highest one is AI I think. I rotated my AI on to AO loss when I found it. It's not that big of a bag, so it's creator.bid, but this token is also pretty much up only on the day. But if we look at AO loss, it also looks extremely strong. I mean, these type of charts are just beautiful, man. So I personally like this one the most, if you guys are wondering my creator.bid tokens. But if we look at the Solana ecosystem though, so AI16Z is the main ecosystem, pretty much all-time high on the day, extremely strong. This one's actually way stronger than virtuals. It doesn't even have as much volume as it just yet. So Solana ecosystem looks extremely enticing, honestly. I may have to rotate some money into here or something. I don't know. I'll have to do some more research on Solana betas because I don't want to bid AI16Z in particular. But if we also look at ARC, which is the beta to AI16Z on Solana, if I can pull it up. So a little bit weaker in the day, but again, up only. So Solana ecosystem looks very nice. There's another token called Ava. Man, this shit is 100 million. Dude, I was about to buy it to like here, but man, okay, whenever you see a chart like this, when it's doing this inverse parabola, but in some sort of logarithmic fashion downwards here, then you want to max bid the fuck out of it and just wait, and you're gonna make it like at least a 10x. So next time you see a token like this with this much utility, this is essentially some sort of AI agent that just does shit on their own on Twitter. Like, it's crazy, this tech. But Solana looks extremely good. Virtual is a bit of a pullback, so I don't think it's anything too crazy. If anything, it could be a buying opportunity, but you have to do some charting to see what would be the optimal buying places. But we'll see. Virtual is going to be great in Q1 in my opinion as well. But if we look at meme coins though, so KeyCat is a meme coin I'm looking at on base chain, pretty much up only on the day. It's been bleeding for like weeks, and then it just had a huge impulse candle upwards. Could this be the beginning of a trend that makes it teleport immediately to 500 million? I don't know. We'll see. But you're probably wondering, okay, what's going on with meme coins? You haven't really talked about meme coins in the last couple of days or so. Like, what the fuck is going on? Well, I was talking a bit about meme coins, like saying, okay, we should probably start thinking about rotating some liquidity there because a lot of people are up in profits in virtuals and AI, and especially so people are going to be looking at meme coins to rotate their liquidity. You got to realize that the market moves in cycles. Nothing goes up only forever, and nothing goes down only forever. And meme coins have been down only forever, while AI has been up only forever. So where do you think that liquidity is going to flow to? So even tokens like Michi, for example, pretty much down only for the last few weeks, and then boom, a huge candle. I mean, if you zoom out, it's not even that huge, but I don't know, maybe this will be the start of it. We'll see. Personally, I don't know if this is going to be the actual beginning of a huge uptrend just yet, because the reason why these tokens had the slightest wick upwards is because Ethereum and Solana had a bit of a pump upwards. Like, it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't like a 30% or anything. It was like a 5% pump. Like, you see Ethereum bleeding, and then boom, the tiniest wick upwards, and then KeyCat, which is essentially leveraged Ethereum, is just up, huge upwards momentum here. So you want to look at the tokens that have this type of huge momentum. These tokens are usually going to be doing much better than other tokens, especially once the majors are going crazy. So meme coins will have their time back. It's not over for meme coins. Meme coins will be back, and they'll be back hard. But AI is a more enticing narrative, in my opinion. But if I were to give you guys some advice for these meme coins, though, so I think that within the next weeks or so, let me just pull up the Ethereum chart. So I did a little bit of charting on it to find some support and resistance levels. So the support levels for Ethereum should be around here. Like, as you can see, it's at this fair value zone here within this accumulation period and this average where we don't really know if it's going to do something like this, or if it's going to do something like this. We actually don't really know, because the reason why some tokens might be pumping, so this is a qualitative reason, but a lot of people could be positioning themselves within this new year because of tax reasons. Because if you hold a position for more than about a year, then your tax rate on it is like only 0 to 20% in comparison to the 0 to 37% if you're in the US. So there's a lot of reasons why people are buying crypto, especially early in the new year. And there's also other reasons, but it could also be the recovery pump of Bitcoin. So if we look at Bitcoin, for example, this token's just been down only for a while, and it was literally around here, right? It looked really fucking bad, and the lowest it would probably go maybe like 86 before a huge wick upwards. But you look at this token for Bitcoin, and it was just pretty much down only, and a slightest pump. I don't know if it will continue it, because if you look at the overall trend of Bitcoin, it's still bearish. It has to, if we break above 100K, it might look a little better, but right now it's like, whatever, nothing to be crazy about. So all these meme coins, you shouldn't really like super top blast them because everything are green right now. No, the best approach probably is going to DCA over the next 1 or 2 weeks on your favorite meme coins. And personally, I like base coins a lot more than Solana, because base just has a lot less dilution. There's not that many tokens to pick for base. Like, the tokens I like are KeyCat and Okayeg. So Okayeg is the frog of base chain. Like, we have frogs on other ones. So on Solana, we have FWOG, and then Ethereum, we have Pepe and Apu, and these are like hundreds of millions of market cap, and the base chain is going to be huge too. But the frog of base chain is only 3 million market cap. So there's some sort of mispricing there. It plays into the narrative of a frog. There's nothing really that crazy you have to think about within meme coins. It's not like AI agents where you got to read up on all the AI machine learning tech. No, you just look at the meme coins, see the retail attractiveness to them, see why would people buy them. It's not really that crazy for meme coins. Just look at the ones that could be good. Like, it's not that hard, but liquidity will rotate back to meme coins. So the next 1 to 2 weeks or so are a good time to DCA in your favorite coin, especially now that they're bottoming here. But I mean, especially these tokens like Kika, though. This one's just up only in a day. But let's just talk about Cookie.fund dashboard here for the AI narrative. So market cap wise, we're having a bit of a consolidation here. Smart engagement's going down a little bit. Virtuals is losing a bit of that dominance to AI16Z, while other ecosystems are gaining a bit more mind share. But if we look at the mind share, though, XBT is still up here. AI16Z and Fartcoin are actually up a bit. So Solana ecosystem's actually taking over compared to virtuals right now, which is actually quite interesting. It could be because if you look at Solana, it had a much larger bounce in comparison to Ethereum. But if we look at the Solana chart in comparison to Ethereum, so a much larger bounce compared to Ethereum, but it's still in a noticeable downtrend. We'll see if this is going to be the reversal of it. Like, if I were to do some jank ass charting here, like if we look at that, obviously it seems like there's a slight break of structure within that downtrend. I think it'll be really nice if Solana could close around 220, 240 range. That would be insane. That would actually be a lot more bullish for Solana, and then all the other Solana coins will be mooning even harder. But let's just go on with the rest of the tweets here. Basically, posted on Telegram, but why not? Heuristics and lessons from my first year of trading 2024. At the tail starts of trends, it pays to be a holder. At the tail end of trades, it pays to be aggressively rotate if you play a lot, or it pays to be extremely selective about what you buy. Most of the gains are made by aggressively buying and holding at the tail start of trends, because most market participants are still skeptical and waiting for confirmation that it's indeed a new trend. This means that there's endless buyers in the future. Most of the gains are given back at the tail end of trends because people are still playing with the same habits at the tail start of trends. They're still prioritizing aggression when they should be prioritizing selection. If you feel something strong in your gut, even if the world is yelling you at the opposite, be willing to bet big on it. It will pay even if you're wrong. Being early pays the most of the least amount of risk. Participants that will try to convince you that being early is risky and retarded, and that being late is smart and safe. The opposite is true. When you catch a winner, latch onto it like your life depends on it. You get paid the most to see what most market participants will see in the future but don't see yet. When you find a good spot, buy when you feel uncertain, sell when you feel euphoric. Consensus is a good thing when it's only a handful of smart people agreeing with you. When majority agrees with you, start moving cautiously and planning your exit plan. Whenever you fumble or miss a trade, you either buy higher for exposure composure and peace of mind, or you completely erase it from your mind. Let it reflect on it, take your lessons, no dwelling ever. You never see a winner crying in a casino. When it comes to good spots and trades, buying foot is often the right move. 3 to 10 million is often a sweet spot for on-chain gems, even though buying a percent more is a bit more expensive. The easiest way to become a good trader is to build conviction spots frequently and letting them play out. This will yield the most amount of returns of lessons learned. When things are slow on-chain, looking for oversold, undervalued projects is often the best use of your time. You can still play new pairs, but unless you're one of the best, you'll most likely lose. Remove emotional attachment to trades. Being a believer does pay, but only if you sell at some point. Be quick on your feet and be willing to change course as the market steers in a different direction from the one you thought it was going. Always ask yourself, has my thesis played out fully yet, or are there still some catalysts left in the tank? Trade accordingly. All the big jumps and ports are made in actual narrative thesis trades. Volume trading is good, but from my observation, the way to hit 8 to 9 figure spots on chains by holding something sub 20 to 30 million to multi 9 figs billion. Cut your losers quick. There's often no trade. This market pays you to be the most forward, to be forward-looking money to be made in the past, wealth to be made in the future. So everything he says in here is just absolute facts, man. Like, I think guys, I'm gonna send this into the article in the description so you can read that. I think what he's saying here is extremely valuable. Pretty much he's telling you how are you supposed to trade altcoins, because a lot of people have issues on when you're supposed to buy, when you're supposed to sell. Like the common adage is that, oh, you're supposed to buy low and then sell high, right? It seems like it's that easy, but no, it's not actually that easy. There's a lot of factors that you have to consider in on when is your entry, when is your exit. Okay, what are other people thinking about this token? Okay, what is the mind share about it? Like there's a lot of things that go within buying an altcoin, and it's very, very hard. It's very hard to be profitable in this space. 90% of people that get into alts are losing money. And the case of it is that even if you're slightly profitable, you're going to be the exception to these altcoin traders, right? So this post right here, I think is extremely valuable. One of the things that I think are probably the most important thing that he said here is being early pays the most with the least amount of risk. So exactly, just be early. That is probably the easiest thing you can do to make money in this space, but that takes a lot of work. You have to find the tokens that not really that many people are talking about, form a conviction thesis about it, and then, okay, I'm going to buy it, and then you have to wait for your thesis to play out. Like that is basically it. It's very hard. It's a lot of sitting on your hands and a lot of research to do, but you will be paid very heavily for it, especially in AI, right? In AI, people like me and other people are pretty early to this, and we printed a shit ton of money in comparison to other people who are just sucking their bags or gambling away on Solana Memecoins and shit. Like, come on, man, lock in, right? Let's just get on with this next tweet here, where we sent Cardano, a useless single ghost chain, 100 billion last cycle of the market, 1/3 the size it is now. And you think the total market cap of AI, the biggest new macro in the world, is toppish at 12 billions? Get an effing grip. So yeah, this guy's completely right. Basically, he's talking about virtuals, the AI ecosystem, and people are saying, guys, this is so over, bro. Like, it's obviously top tier. It's just some sort of bubble. But no, you got to realize that the whole AI ecosystem is only around 17 billion right now. And something like Cardano, maybe some of you guys are Cardano fans, but Cardano, nobody was using that chain and it still went to 100 billions. And you're saying that a token, some sort of ecosystem within virtuals, which is only about 6 billion right now, and it actually has a shit ton of utility that retail consumers can actually have access to and actually use, you're telling me that's not going to get anywhere near 100 billion? No, it will probably go a bit higher. I don't know how much higher. I don't want to give you price targets because I don't actually know, but definitely it could go higher than 100 billion, right? Because if the math makes sense and it's like at least 2 times better than Cardano, then maybe it goes to 600 billion or something, 100x from here. Okay, that sounds fucking crazy. I don't know if we'll get there, but basically virtuals, a lot of people are calling tops on it. They're like, yeah, this is some bullshit. A lot of people are just hating on AI on crypto Twitter because they're just salty that their bags are bleeding while they're seeing all these niche people actually want to do the work and read the white papers. These guys are printing money while those guys are bleeding. Like, they're just salty about that. You got to realize that virtuals, AI agents are here to stay, and they're most likely to go higher into the future. Right now, locally, are they going to go much higher? I don't know. We'll see. I'm more biased for them to go sideways, like a bit of a sideways downtrend, if anything, because AI has been up only for a while, and meme coins should have their time here in terms of the alt space. But let's just get on with the next tweet here, where the thing that people are missing about the AI agent meta is that this is not a crypto-specific niche. OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google are actively working on agents. Y Combinator think agents are going to be 10x bigger than software as a service. Okay, but I don't see how the crypto AI projects matter here. AI16Z DAO has shown that crypto-native initiatives will reach the tech world outside of crypto with their partnership with Stanford and the repo being the most popular open source code base on GitHub. Crypto teams are building some of the best agentic frameworks in the world right now because they have a strong financial incentive to do so. We're starting to see AI builders become interested in crypto for the first time. Will most of the crypto AI projects die off? Yes. But will there be staying power from the biggest teams? Also yes. What's being built today will be much bigger than our small crypto bubble. So yeah, a lot of people, when they purchase these AI tokens, they're thinking, okay, well, who the fuck is going to buy them? Why would retail even be interested in this? This sounds like something that, like, if you look in the world of university, for example, in academia, most people think crypto is a scam. And for most people, that probably is the case, because most people who touch crypto actually lose money, whether it is through a scam, like they got hacked from their wallet, or perhaps they lost money on some random meme coin on the Hawk Tua girl or some shit. Like most people, when they touch crypto, they get burned. So it makes sense for people to have a negative connotation fit. And in crypto, just as 10% of people that are sharks and are actually super fucking profitable have 90% of the capital within the crypto space. And a lot of the liquidity being circulated even right now is from those people. Retail hasn't really yet came in yet, because majors are still ranging in this environment. Although once they start going crazy again in Q1 and Q2 probably, then retail will probably be here, and you want to try to front run those people and find the tokens that retail might be interested in, right? Because like it is a dog eat dog world in cryptocurrency, where you got to realize a lot of people that get in and are trying to make all of the shit, like they get sold this dream that they're gonna get super fucking rich if they buy this random meme coin, and then they're become rich forever and not have to work their McDonald's job anymore. No, that is usually the exception, not the rule. It's most likely not going to happen to you. There's a lot of work you have to do in crypto to become one of those sharks that eat the other sharks here. But basically, these people within crypto, people that are not crypto native, are getting interested in AI, which is super interesting, because that means retail could also be interested within these AI agents. So where do you think that liquidity is going to go to? Things like virtuals and AI16Z. So front run yourself, front run them, and maybe, okay, if you want to play for the long term, maybe position yourself now, if you super believe in that narrative like I do. It's probably not a bad idea if you want to front run the long term narrative, but in the short term, we'll see what happens. But let's go on with this next tweet here, where there's this chart of SPX USDT. So SPX is a coin that Murad likes to talk about. He's super into meme coins. And this guy's saying, in less than a month, everyone in the feed will be saying Mustap Murad was right. So yeah, the meme coins are up a lot on the day, right? So especially things like Michi. Michi is a Murad coin, but even Letario, this one's another Murad coin. A bit of a pump, right? And if you zoom out, nothing really that crazy yet, but most likely we're going to see some sort of, I'm more biased for something like this to do a bit of a consolidation, and then something like that, right? And then maybe we'll have our wonderful leg upwards like that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now, people are super fucking hating on Murad, because they're just like, okay, maybe Murad wasn't right, because they see all their meme coins getting wrecked here. No, it's probably because more people are rotating liquidity to AI, at least with smart money. And then people like Murad here, yeah, he's not really talking about all the coins right now. And he is probably the biggest crypto influencer, right? He has almost 500,000, or he almost has 1 million followers. He super shows meme coins all the time. But yeah, again, people are going to say he's right. The thesis still stays strong with the meme coins, despite them pretty much being down only for a while. Liquidity has to come back. Nothing can go down only forever, and nothing can go up only forever. So that's just how it's going to be with these tokens. So position yourself accordingly. So let's just talk about the next thing. Remember that free airdrop on Virtual's music? It's shipping with a DJ collab, and the price is following suit. The initial $30 airdrop is now worth 4 figures. So if we look at the music chart here, I have a bit of music. I wasn't airdropped this because I wasn't that early of a user to Virtuals, but pretty much if you got the airdrop, you probably got it at around here, like, I don't know what the fuck this is, like maybe 1 million or something, and it went to like 44 million. So you would have made a shit ton of money, like a 30x on music, if you held your airdrop. And what that is a lesson to is that if you get airdrop a token, it's usually some sort of marketing scheme by the project for you to research their project and see if you want to buy it into it or not. Usually that's how the airdrops work. I mean, there's also community rewards within the community to promote them, so that the community stays within the token sphere and feel like they're part of it, and that they'll be more willing to hold the tokens so that the developers can dump on them later as exit liquidity. Because a lot of people, like XRP holders, for example, maybe some of you guys are like that, but XRP, it's following this chart of just nothing for a while, because there's a lot of holders that are delusionally believers of this token, and then there's a huge pump upwards. Maybe it's because of Bitcoin price action, or maybe some sort of small alt season, but usually most of these people never sell because they have this emotional attachment to their token and they never make any profits with it. So it goes up like fucking crazy, and then they ride it back down. Like, you got to realize that they're playing to these retail people that aren't willing to take profits on their token that they're holding. Like, if you want to get into the token like XRP and you're a good trader like that and want to ride the trend, go ahead, man, right? But you got to realize that pretty much the developers within any crypto space, these guys are trying to develop their own project so they can dump on your ass later. It's nothing PBE like that where they're trying to make you money. No, they're trying to make themselves money. And you got to play within that space and become that shark so that you don't get wrecked like that. But let's just talk about this next thing here, where you should definitely launch your breakthrough AI tech on the Solana blockchain, where we'll never be able to sell your tokens without getting harassed by some dude with $600 invested who is now considering hiring a hitman instead of going the traditional route of exiting a firm for 50 million while everybody claps. So yeah, you got to realize that a lot of developers, they're turned off by launching things on Solana. Like there are some Solana projects, right? Maybe it actually is good for competition because you don't have to worry about a lot of people trying to vie for that market share within Solana because there's not many people wanting to develop on there. But there's a reason why, because Solana has this culture of gating. And if you saw from the Pump Fun videos back then, where people were literally chopping people's head offs on Pump Fun live streams, like it's really fucked up. Like the people that are playing in the Solana ecosystem, because you got to realize 90% of the people in there are degenerate gamblers, or maybe you can say 100% honestly, because that's the whole Solana chain. But a lot of people playing on the chain are super gamblers, and they have really shitty lives, and they're not making any money. And you got to realize that these guys they're willing to do some heinous ass shit just to get a quick buck. So developers are kind of turned off by that, and like things like Base, for example, where it's more pushed for a developer culture instead of a G-Team culture like on Solana. But if we look at other things here, so this is more talking about Base versus Solana, but Base really isn't begging for Solana users. It is bringing over users who are more interested in utility and tech over memes. It would be a disaster if the low IQ people came over, to be honest. So this guy was giving his argument. There's a reason Base is literally begging for Solana users. They're a corporate bank of no soul, pulling it out every trick in the corporate playbook. It all feels incredibly forced. No amount of boardroom meetings will ever match the force and fire energy of Solana. So that guy does have a bit of a point here, where Base actually is, like, they can say that they're not a Fed chain, but they're a Fed chain because Coinbase, they made Base chain, right? But Coinbase is probably the biggest centralized exchange in America, and they have connections with all these banks, right? But you got to realize that you have to be in some sort of connection with the centralized government if you're going to become the biggest centralized exchange for crypto in the United States, right? And it just makes sense why Base is a Fed chain. It absolutely is, I think. But you got to realize that Base, they're saying that they're begging for Solana users. I don't really know if that's the case. He gives his argument that they're trying to do it because they're just trying to play from a corporate playbook, and it feels kite forced, and that they're just trying to, compared to energy Solana, never match the force and fire energy Solana. Like, I think this is some sort of romanticism of Solana. I don't think it's actually like that. It's more like some sort of degenerate gambling place. But Base, on the other hand, it's people that are more interested in utility and tech over memes. Yeah, I completely agree with that. But there are some meme coins on Base chain. Like, don't get me wrong, man. But you got to realize that there's a different culture between Base and Solana. Like, it doesn't mean that it's bad. Like, one chain is better than the other. But you got to play accordingly with it, right? Because Base chain is probably better to be invested in projects long-term there because people are more committed to the long-term there. While in Solana, it's probably best to maybe you want to be a trader there, or you want to play quick scalps, or try to play in the trenches and try to make meme coins or something. But it's honestly a way harder game compared to Base from my experience. But let's talk about this last tweet here. The best AI agents fit into these categories: infrastructure for economic activity, utility agents that make people money, and content agents that capture attention. If you can't generate revenue, it's the meme coin. So yeah, exactly. The utility agents that you're investing into actually has to have some sort of utility that helps you, whether it is the infrastructure like game combo. These are infrastructure tokens, utility agents that make people money. So like Trust Me Bros, for example, that's a trading agent that you can copy trade to make money with a positive win rate with a system that made somebody like 6 figures with like 4 figures or some shit. Like, it's pretty good, right? That utility is good. And then other tokens like Vader, you buy the tokens he buys and you'll make money too. And then content agents that capture attention. So things like Luna agent on CreatorBid, these are the AI influencers. So they have to provide some sort of value to be a utility agent. That's the whole point of utility. If they don't do any of that and they're doing jack shit, they're just a meme coin guys and an agent. And that game is better played for the actual meme coins, not the agent themselves. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. Just realize that for the next 1 to 2 weeks, what I'll recommend personally, or at least what I'm going to do, is that you want to look at meme coins. So a lot of them did pump today, but I don't think it's going to be sustained for the next weeks. If it does an uptrend and Bitcoin goes to like 110K from here for some reason, I don't know if it's going to get there. The probability of that happening is pretty low, honestly. But if it does get there, then obviously you want an LSI, because once Bitcoin starts breaking out, it's going to keep going up, most likely. I think right now there's some liquidation maps with shorts. I think a lot of people are shorting the Bitcoin market because I was looking at a liquidation heat map earlier, but that could signal a rise in price for Bitcoin, at least in the short term. But we'll see if it does go crazy. Just watch the meme coins, and meme coins are a good space to look at in relative to AI agents. AI agents, I think, are going to be a bigger narrative, but meme coins right now in the short term, the midterm, are going to be a much better risk reward ratio in terms of where you want to put your capital for altcoins. But that's pretty much all I want to say in this video. AI is still going to be amazing, especially in Q1, but meme coins, they're probably the best bet for you to park some liquidity into. And the tokens I like to talk about on base chain, so I like Keycats and Okayeg. There's some other ones like Ski Mask Dog and Dogami. Personally, I don't like those for some reason. I am salty about Ski Mask Dog because I had it 1.7 million, but I GT'd it, and now it's like 300 million. Like, I'm fucking pissed off about that. So I'm never touching that token ever again, dude, because I'm just fucked from that. But you want to look at meme coins, agents as well. But yep, I'll see you guys.